everyone. Today we're going to be looking at a book that was recommended to me by that fine chap from Liner Illustrations. In our conversations he mentioned that there was one particular book that is great for referencing specific areas of ships and highly detailed illustrations. And he's right. The book that he was referring to is The Lore of Ships, published by the Crescent Press all the way back in 1973. Crescent Publications have done a series of books around this time that covered various transport subjects, all in the same way, and we'll look at those in a tick. But for now, let's check out The Lore of Ships. What makes this book so special? Well, aside from the fact that it's gigantic, is that it looks at specific elements of ships and provides highly illustrated and beautifully detailed examples of those features. So for example, here you can see details of engines and propellers. Over here with yachts you can see rigging and hull design. And they even go straight to the basics and even look at keel blocks. Now, as you can see, this is a little ungainly to hold, but this book is phenomenally detailed. It even checks out the details of compasses and binnacles. So every element of ships is essentially covered in this book. These are done by beautiful illustrations. This is pre-CGI, so everything that is illustrated here was done by hand. The advantages of this book are, for anyone who's interested in maritime illustration, it's got everything you need. Steamships, sailing ships, ships of the line, yachts, you name it. Every component of every type of ship, at least up until 1973, is covered in this book. The illustrations are stunning. And each element is looked at in depth. It's essentially a microscope taken to every element of ships. Now naturally, sailing ships do get more attention because there's more components of them, but steamers and propulsion units and even outlines of various ship types are included. It's a beautiful book, and in addition to this, Crescent went ahead and produced a similar book called The Engine-Powered Vessel, which, as you can tell from the cover, covers everything from the Savannah right through to the other Savannah. So from the steam one to the atom one. This one follows a slightly similar format whereby a ship of an era is featured, i.e., in this case we have the Bremen, followed by an essay detailing how ships evolved during that decade or that time period. And then we are treated to other illustrations. So here we have one of that Speed Queen, that final Speed Queen, the United States. And let's see if we can go back. It doesn't just cover liners, although liners are a big part of it, but you do have wonderful little auxiliary schooners. Let's see what other wonderful ship types we can find in here. Coasters, well, and the book wants me to turn to North Sea Ferry with another coaster. So for those who are interested in looking at beautifully detailed illustrations and looking to do some illustrations of their own, and particularly engine-powered vessels, do check this out. But as I noted, Crescent don't just limit their books to ships. They have done books about planes, trains, and have they done anything with space? Yes, they have. Each volume is gargantuan, just like what I showed you with the ships. However, I hope this comes out in the glare. They did do a compressed volume, which is called Powered Vehicles, which basically is a summary of all their previous books. So, as you can see, here's one of the ships showing us North Sea Ferry, the French line Champlain, and a freighter called the Taurus. But they don't just go there. They cover early locomotives, they cover early cars, and let's find a good one. And also jet aircraft. So, if you are equally interested in any of the other types of transportation and would like to have a go at drawing them, or simply just admiring the artwork and reading the history, as it was in the 1970s, then do check this out. Now, because this review is meant to feature the lore of ships, let us give it a review. For those wanting inspiration for illustrations, for those who want to admire the detail that goes into the construction and the makeup of ships, and we're talking about not just sailing ships, but right through to modern liners, tankers and freighters and yachts, then this is an absolute must-have. It comes highly recommended, and it was even recommended to me from a highly recommendable source. So putting all that together, this book is absolutely a 5 captain's hats. Admire the mastery of shipbuilding and embed yourself in the components of shipping, the maritime world and nautical law. Do check this out and you will be rewarded in spades. This is a wonderful book to browse through.